What's up guys, it's Cubey time, and on today's episode of Company Spotlight, we're going to be looking at the famous company of YJ, or otherwise known as YongJun. In the Company Spotlight series, we take a look at cubing companies, the history of them, and the products they've produced to find out more about the companies that you like to buy cubes from. So today we're taking a look at YJ, so let's start out with the history of the company. The company of YJ is located in China. It was founded in 2002. They ship all of their products worldwide, and they do not only just sell cubes. As you can see from the front page of their website, they sell many other different types of toys. Also, let's keep in mind that the company of Moyu is under YJ, as in YJ owns the Moyu brand, but the Moyu brand does deserve its own video in the future. The company of YJ provides a plethora of different kinds of twisty puzzles, including non-WCA and WCA puzzles, many different kinds of shapeshifters, and all kinds of puzzles. So first we're going to look at their small 2x2 puzzles. On YJ's 2x2 lineup, and I do mean YJ and not including Moyu, they have the regular YJ 2x2 that is in white and black, and the new green transparent one. Also, these puzzles are not very good, nor do I have either one just for that reason. Now moving on to 3x3s, YJ is very well known in the community for having good, cheap 3x3s. Let's start out with the ones that are able to be used in competition. These cubes include the $8 Yulong, the $7 Qilong, the $6 Yulong, and the sub $4 Guanlong. These cubes are all sub $10 and are very good and can compete with the amazing Moyu puzzles. The Yulong is very good and can corner cut 45 degrees and everything, and it's just an overall good puzzle. The Qilong is even cheaper. I think this is the worst out of the four, but it's still really nice. The Sulong, I think, is the best out of all of them, actually, is the fastest and can corner cut the most, and the Guanlong is the cheapest, but also is very good for the price. Some other 3x3s YJ has are the YJ Lingan and the YJ Diamond Cube. They're both basically regular 3x3s, but with different caps on the pieces. And finally, not to mention, the giant foot cube made by YJ. The YJ foot cube is awesome, and not to mention giant. Compared to a regular size 3x3, it doesn't even reach 2 layers. It's a really fun puzzle to play with, and it's just overall really cool. It can also even corner cut a little bit. Moving up to 4x4s, YJ has also released one. It is called the Yusu. I have two YJ Yusus here. This one's kind of set up loose and feels more like a Weisu, and this one's really tight and feels like a Shangshao a little bit. So let's talk about this one. It can corner cut very nicely both ways, and it's just an overall really good puzzle for the $9 price tag. It may not be as good as the Moyu 4x4s, but it's still competing to be one of the better ones on the market. YJ does not have a 5x5 in their lineup, but they do have a 6x6 and 7x7, and in the people's eyes are very terrible puzzles. The prices on these are just overpriced and just overall are very mediocre puzzles. Sticking with WCA puzzles, YJ recently released a megaminx called the YJ Yuhu. This megaminx is very high quality. It performs very nicely and is one of the fastest megaminxes on the market. It can corner cut 45 degrees in megaminx terms and actually can reverse corner cut a decent amount. Overall, it's an amazing puzzle, especially with the rise pieces on it that give it the extra grip. Now let's go to non-WCA puzzles, and we're going to start with their stickerless, differently shaped puzzles. These include the Apple Cube, the Heart Cube, the Star Cube, and the Cat Cube. All of these puzzles are 3x3 shape mods except for the Cat Cube, but we'll get to that later. They're all based on very simple, yet effective 3x3 mechanisms. The Heart Cube turns very nicely and overall is the most challenging one to solve. The Star Cube is the second hardest one here, and it also turns good, but not as good as the Heart Cube. The Apple Cube is the easiest one to solve here, including the Cat Cube, because the pieces are all the same, and if you move the top, middle, or bottom layer, the puzzle is always solved. It turns pretty good, and it's the best at corner cutting out of all of these. The cat cube is very famous and is a 2x2 shape mod that turns amazing. I did an average on my channel using this as a speed cube, and it is awesome and it just turns amazing. Not to mention, this cube is just sick. It is the coolest cube that ever, and probably my favorite puzzle I have. And finally, YJ's final types of puzzles, the regular shape mods. These include the YJ Windmill Cube, the YJ Fisher Cube, the YJ Axis Cube, and the YJ Master Morphix. These are the 3 out of the 4 puzzles I have. I do not have the Master Morphix, but let's just take a look at these. This is the YJ Fisher Cube, and it is awesome. It is very speed cubable, and it's based on a regular 3x3 design. It's just very nice and can corner cut and stuff. The YJ Windmill Cube comes with different shades that are reflective, but is the coolest cube ever to put into the checkerboard pattern. This cube turns very nicely and is a pretty fun solve. The Axis Cube is the hardest out of all of these and shapeshifts the most. Not to mention the edges are very, very sharp right here, and it makes a really cool looking puzzle when it's scrambled. Overall, the YJ company is an amazing company that sells high quality puzzles for low prices. I would recommend any YJ puzzles except for the 6x6 and 7x7, and just look in your collection. I guarantee you have a YJ puzzle. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Company Spotlight. Comment what company you want to see next, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.